school. Going to pick up the baby. One baby today went to school, one didn't make it. Okay, I have a hard time with the phone, so bear with me. So here's a thought. You know the parable about the man and his stained glass that he had at home? Yeah, I'll tell you the parable about that guy. So there was a certain man who had a really nice stained glass, many images in it, in his house. And at first, when he had that glass, he loved it, he adored it, he looked at it for hours, he spent so much time shining it, cleaning it, making sure there is no bugs on it, no hairs, no dust, no nothing. And as time passed, he started looking at that glass as something that part of life, not much to time goes on and he's better at focusing on other things. Like that was not number one, a priority anymore. So the stained glass started having like here and there some dust balls and whatnot, and the birdies from the outside sometimes would stain it as well. But he didn't have time anymore. He didn't find time anymore to take care of his stained glass. And one time he even came home so frustrated, so angry. He threw something at the glass and it didn't break, but it cracked. And so he decided to fix it, but he got busy again. He didn't have time to do so. So he decided not to do much about it. And there was another time he went home and he was angry again, and he cracked the stained glass again. And one time he even got so angry, he was so frustrated that he was throwing so many objects at the stained glass that it broke. It finally broke into million gazillion pieces. And he couldn't. At first he thought, oh, I'm sure I could put the pieces together back, and that glass is not gonna mind, like it thought that's fine, it's gonna be totally fine. But eventually he gave up on the idea of like getting the pieces together anymore, and so the stained glass was shattered into pieces and never to be recovered again. And so even if he wanted to, he's been stepping around it, and so he didn't get all the pieces together. He didn't realize there were some pieces that were under the surface of other things in his house. And so he kind of had like a nice facade in the outside of the house, of the stained glass. Like he put like a nice cover, so the window is still blocked, but the stained glass was not there. It was shattered into pieces. And so the moral of the story is, I'm not gonna tell you what's the moral of the story. I'm gonna let you decide what's the stained glass, what's that guy, and what's the result of those things that he did. I'll let you decide that. I'm not gonna do it for you. because I know those who have ears will hear, and those who have eyes will see, and those who have mind of understanding will understand what that really means. But I couldn't help it. That's the best way I can explain the feeling. Another thing that popped up in my mind was everybody, every individual has their own reality that they live in, and their reality is the only thing that they see and understand. Sorry, I have to make sure. Okay, so everybody has their own reality. Everybody looks through the lenses of their own reality, and my reality and the person sitting next to me's reality are totally different realities. Those two things are completely different. Not only the background and the family circumstances and the cultural environment, that's not even to start. I see it at school. When I look in the classroom, I look at the faces of all those children, even they're 20, they're 30. I look at them, each of them is a universe of thoughts, feelings, hopes, ideas. Each kid is a treasure. Each kid might not like English. They might be withdrawn and sleeping in class or whatever, like noisy, obnoxious, but they're good at something else. And each kid has their own understanding and their own reality. One kid could be involved into so many anime. Japanese anime is really big. They're all over Netflix. I see my kids being hooked up on it a lot at night. I take the babies upstairs, and those three boys, they watch downstairs something. For another kid, it could be like sports, like they're drawn to baseball, and they just all they care about is baseball. Like they watch baseball, they practice baseball. Everybody has different reality, and through their reality, through that lens, they try to see or understand their classmates and their teachers, and the reality of other people. So you connect two people and two realities together. How do you make it work? That's very easy. You invite that person into your reality. You tell them about your reality. You invite them, you show them around your reality. And that takes time. That's how people bond. That's how people court before they marry. The two different realities blend together. And when people stop visiting each other's realities and spend time and share, which really means share, and then this connection, this blending stops, and naturally distances from each other, and so that happens in friendships and relationships and everything, really. Like you could easily get withdrawn from somebody else's reality if you got offended, but that's because that's how you see, that's how you're made of, that's the fabric, that's how you decide. Your choices make you decide if you should share your reality with somebody else or not. Because honestly, your reality is your treasure, your who you are, your being, your hopes, your treasure, your deepest, who you are. And if you don't like how people see that reality, you automatically block, right? And if you used to invite people in your reality, in your world, in your universe, and they mistreated it, and they mocked it, and they ignored it and neglected it, then you don't want to be part of that reality. You don't want to invite people in that reality, and you distance yourself from their reality. And if they want to share their reality with you, you're like, I'm sorry, I'm not interested in that anymore. I don't want to see, I don't want to hear, I don't want to be part of your reality. I don't want to blend your reality with mine, because that's how you make me feel. And so how I feel and how other people feel about each other is very important. That's how we connect. If in friendships, I see my kids, they like the same things, they like the same characters, they like the same games, they like to spend their time the same way, so they get together and they do things together. It's the same with adults as well. It's the same with relationships, the same with family relationships as well. I see how I'm withdrawn from my older kids because my focus is on the younger ones all the time, because they demand attention, they demand my love, my cuddles. They're still small, but I often remind the older three that when they were 3 small boys, they had my entire attention. They had my love, my protection, my time, my intention, my everything. And we spent lots of time together and we bonded. But that's time now. That time is the same like the twins right now. And so, and they're older now, so they don't want to spend more, of course, time with mommy. They want to spend time with their friends out there. And so that every stage of childhood, I started to understand every childhood stage and how kids go through it. And I'm always happy for every hug from my 4th grader from now on, because I know he's the only one who gives me a hug before bedtime and before going to school in the morning. The 5th grader and 6th grader, they don't anymore. The 5th grader, he was never really a hugger to begin with. He never really expresses his emotions like physically. He's a very sensitive person, but not really. Anyway, so to the point, I'm grateful for every hug from my 4th grader, because I know they're gonna stop soon too. He's gonna be soon 5th grade material, and that's when they start, realizing, oh, yeah, no mommy anymore, friends. So every time when my babies are holding my hand and they say, I love you, mommy, I take it full-heartedly. I take it because I know it's not gonna be forever, and I invite them in my reality, and I want to go inside of their reality, and I just want to connect, so we can stay connected as long as possible, because I know it doesn't last, and that's part of life. That's fine with me too. Now I learned that. But that was something like, it wasn't like a night opener for me, that thought. Anyways, have to get them from school. Bye.